I have publicly stated my support for Kamala since she's been in the running, okay? I know how stupid it looks that I liked that post today, and I literally want to kick myself in the fucking face for it, but it was like mindless. I literally was on an airplane scrolling. I saw the last person in the entire world that I would think would be in the room with Trump.
Best friend, we gotta talk about Brooke Schofield. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. So why don't you grab a snack and a drink, hit that subscribe button, best friend, because girl, we gotta talk about Brooke Schofield. Hey, listen, after her 6-minute apology video, she came out and did 3 more videos talking about the apology video and her liking the MAGA Instagram post. Best friend, it is such a mess. But before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button, girl, because listen, I spill pop culture tea every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. All right, best friend, listen. Okay, Brooke Schofield, if you guys don't know who she is an influencer. She's a huge TikToker. She's also on a podcast with Tana mongeau called the Canceled Podcast. So on Sunday, I believe it was Sunday, or Saturday, like in the really early morning, there's these tweets that resurface, right? I just had a really good granola, bitch. Ooh, granola is my favorite, girl. From the brand Bare Naked. It is a gluten-free brand. Get it. I got the chocolate. It is so good. Anyways, girl, listen, right? So these old tweets resurfaced and the whole TikTok went crazy because she's gained so much popularity and people were really disappointed in these. Now, some of you guys didn't know, but the tweets, it's nothing new. These tweets have resurfaced a while ago, right? So she apologized for them on Reddit, but it's really this year's that she really popped off. So huge fan base didn't know about these tweets until they came out once again over the weekend. So she made her 6-minute apology video, which I'll play towards the end so you guys can see it. She made the 6-minute apology video and she basically said she didn't want to rush or half-ass it, but a lot of fans believe that she did. So that made a huge backlash, so much that she decided to do another video explaining, you know, where she stands with her apology video. So check this out, best friend.
You guys, I want to talk about my last video, okay? Because I am listening to everybody and obviously I am reflecting and looking back on it, and I do agree with everyone that I missed the mark. I obviously saw everything that was going on and I saw how hurt everybody was by it, so I felt like I just had to put something out as soon as I physically could so that nobody thought I was ignoring the situation or didn't realize how like important it was. But as a result of that, I put out this like very emotional scrambled video where I essentially made none of the points that I should have been making. First and obviously most important thing is that I'm so sorry specifically to Black people and the other people of color who were offended by my tweets, okay? Because obviously I'm seeing a lot of like positivity in the comments and people saying that they forgive me and it's all white people. And that's how I know I did not address this properly at all. So I want to be clear that this is directed specifically to Black people and other people of color, and I'm not seeking white people's understanding or forgiveness or approval or whatever it is. Now, sorry is not enough, in my opinion, for the way that I was tweeting and the things that I was saying online at that time. And I know that there's no apology beyond like reparations that can mend that wound. I don't care if I was a teenager, I was old enough to know better, and not only did I choose to say those things, I chose to say those things on a public platform, and I am very ashamed of it. Especially sorry to those who were affected in real time, because keep in mind, I had friends and family who were following me at that time and would have been hurt by those tweets, and I feel sick over that. The tweets were racist, okay? There's no getting around that. They cannot be dismissed as jokes or political opinions or anything else. It was racism. In my last video, I put all this emphasis on my family thinking it was gonna like provide context, but instead it just made it look like I was pointing fingers and like placing blame, and that was exactly the opposite of what I should have been doing. The fact of the matter is nobody forced me to tweet those things. I tweeted those things on my own, and the blame is on me. A conscious choice to not learn about politics until I was a young adult. But that did not stop me from tweeting political opinions. I wanted to appear that I knew more than I did and that I was educated, and instead I was spreading harmful, very, very harmful misinformation. I had all the educational resources available to me to learn what was right, and I chose not to. However, the murder of Trayvon Martin has nothing to do with politics, okay? The murder of Trayvon Martin was a hate crime. It was horrible, and he did not deserve it, and no black person deserves it. When it happened, I repeated disgusting misinformation on a public platform, and I'm genuinely so disturbed by that. I truly cannot believe it. It makes me sick, like truly sick to think about it now. Now, I mentioned in my last video how I didn't really open my eyes until after college, but I want to make it clear that when I say that, I'm referring to hate crimes in particular. It wasn't until after college that I realized how prevalent police brutality is and how common hate crimes are. It's constantly happening. I think a lot of people felt this way, but the murder of George Floyd shifted my mindset completely, okay? Because that's when I started to really research and learn what it was like and what it looked like to be anti-racist. I started to seek out my own resources and learn what reparations looked like and learn what I could do as a white person in situations like these. And I'm really, truly ashamed that it took me that long. I talked in my last video about how I grew up in a Republican household. And I didn't say that because I think all Republicans are racist, but I just wanted you to know that those are the only conversations that I had been exposed to. But then I went off to college, okay? And I went to college in Arizona, which is still a red state, but Arizona is also a state with a lot of diversity. And I was a public health major where so many elements have to do with race and racial inequality. I learned so much during that time, you guys. It was actually really eye-opening for me because I had had a lot of thoughts my entire life that completely shifted once I started to learn things from other people's perspectives. So much of what I previously had believed to be true changed, and I started paying attention to things that I hadn't before. Again, I acknowledge that I was an adult at this time, and I had all the resources in the world available to me to educate myself prior to college, and I chose not to, and for that I am sorry. Really, really wish that I had. I wrote my college thesis on racial disparities, so how things like socioeconomic standing, health, housing, income, and so many other things can be affected by your race. I didn't stop learning there, and I don't plan to stop learning about these issues ever. I truly mean that, and I know a lot of you aren't going to believe me, and I understand that, but I do care about these issues. But I don't want this conversation to be over, honestly. I'm not posting this video to make everything go away. I don't want to try to get myself uncanceled, but I know there are a lot of people like me who are still working to unlearn the inherent racism that we possess still. While I know that I've changed, I also know that there is a lot of work to be done, okay? There is a lot that I could still do that I have not done yet. I promise you that I will. I have been and will continue to look into reparation initiatives to share with you guys, as well as figure out ways that we can give Black creators more visibility, because we know that's a major problem in this space. I want to do everything that I can to show you that I am not the person that I was in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I am not. I understand that there are people who are never going to forgive me, and I do not fault you for that at all. At all. But I truly am so sorry. I am sorry for the words that I said. I am sorry for my racist past. I am sorry for the people that I hurt. And I want to do everything I can to earn back your trust, because it really is very important to me.
So, best friend, she basically spoke out. She's been reading the comments. She has been, that's the one thing I do have to say is that, normally influencers, they love to, when they get canceled, right? They love to make the apology video, and then they go away for some time, and then they come back, right? But they don't kind of hit it head on. Brooke is trying to do that. Now, a lot of people believe that she did it the wrong way, right? But some people are applauding her for not, going away or trying to have this kind of, sweep it under the rug type thing. So she made that video. Wow, best friend, yesterday, after, being called out for her conservative and racist ways, she liked a Donald Trump post of a friend who was with Donald Trump. And, well, best friend, that caused even more of a backlash, okay?
Okay, before this gets any further, I have publicly stated my support for Kamala since she's been in the running, okay? And I still stand behind that. I know how stupid it looks that I liked that post today, and I literally want to kick myself in the fucking face for it, but it was like mindless. I literally was on an airplane scrolling. I saw the last person in the entire world that I would think would be in the room with Trump. So I was like, this is crazy. And I liked the post. Worst timing ever. So fucking stupid. Not a Trump supporter. Okay? Period. I am not a Trump supporter.
I feel like the best thing that Brooke can do, seriously, is to sit down, you know, on her podcast. She talks about everything else, so she might as well just sit down with Tana, talk about this, and really, really try and, you know, speak from the heart. Now, I live in Los Angeles and I work in PR, right? So I know how it works. I know that teams are getting together. They're trying to come up with, you know, a perfect solution. So, you know, there's not that much backlash and that, you know, their brand is not hurt. So of course, right now, that's what people are worried about. You know, that is where their mind is at. But I think that take that away, take it away, right? What's done is done. Now you have a chance to make things better and to teach a lesson. You still have a platform, people still love you, but now is the time to do the opposite of what usually they do in these circumstances, which is, you know, try and forget it and move on with it. Use your platform for good. Use your platform to raise awareness, to set good examples, to take accountability. Teach your fans who maybe think like you used to that that way is wrong. You know what I mean? So don't hide, go about your life and make a difference. You have a platform. Use it for good. You know what I mean? Don't do the usual influencer thing. Don't say you're donating to whatchamacallit, to organizations. Don't do that. I mean, yes, donate, of course, to organizations, but do more than that.
Like I said, I think reparations are more important than apologies. So I have already donated to the Trayvon Martin Foundation. Literally the first thing I did. And I'm doing my research. I'm looking into other communities and foundations that I can help with, and I will continue to do that. Like I said, in any way that I can help, I will help.
Use your platform to do the best you can, to teach a lesson, to show growth, to take accountability. That's my advice. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Here is her original apology video that she responded to. Have a beautiful day, best friend. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, girl, because listen, I'm always spilling tea, girl, and I'm always trying to keep you guys up to date, okay? Anyways, I love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.
All right, you guys, I have had a lot to say about accountability lately and how important it is and how far it can go, and I feel like I'm not taking my own advice. Obviously, by now you guys have seen the tweets that are circulating around. They, unfortunately, are not fake. Those are real tweets, like real things that I said. First of all, I want to acknowledge that I feel the same way about them that you do. I think they're so disturbing, they're wrong, they're horrible, and they're disgusting. Of course, I do appreciate the people who are coming to bat for me and, like, saying, like, you know, it was so long ago and, like, she's grown and stuff, but, like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it literally does not matter. They are horrible. I want to talk about particularly the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman situation. I try not to be so emotional because I don't want it to seem like it's like a sympathy thing at all. I also don't want to blame anybody else at all, and so I'm trying, like, to be really careful about that. I just want to explain, like, and give some context into, like, my mindset at the time, because I have seen, like, some comments today that are like, well, no shit, she's racist, like, white nepo baby, like a little, like, spoiled brat, like, and that was not my situation. And my parents were addicts, so I was adopted by my grandparents when I was like 10, and I grew up with them from that point on. And as is true for a lot of grandparents, they're a little bit less progressive than a lot of us are now. And my grandma has dementia, so it was really just like me and my grandpa, and he is a very, very right-wing conservative man, okay? It was like my household was literally just Fox News all the time, Rush Limbaugh, like, if you guys know who that is, like, playing literally all day long through the house, and that was just like the only thing ever that I had been exposed to. A lot of you guys have also seen my mom's Twitter because she was responding back and forth about the Trayvon Martin situation, and I just should have known better. I know her, and I should have known that she is not somebody that I take any sort of political insight from at all. Again, sometimes you like have these people that you like put on a pedestal and you think everybody older than you is smarter than you and knows everything, and they do not. Truthfully, it took me a really long time. Like, I know some of the tweets I was like 18 and people are like, yeah, like she was old enough to know better. And like, honest to God, you guys, it wasn't until like even after college that I really started to like shift my way of thinking. And there are people in my life who I might have looked up to forever who I do not agree with. And I think it's amazing now that people are like learning earlier on about politics and like forming their own opinions outside of like what their parents think or what they're hearing or whatever it is. But that just wasn't the case for me. Whatever I heard, I passed on. I'm sorry, very, very sorry to anybody who is hurt by the tweets, because obviously they are very hurtful. Like, a lot of it is just like what, like, why would I even say that? And I apologize for not having said something sooner. I just felt like I was getting these messages from people who like were hurt by them, and I felt like by bringing more attention to it, I was just going to be hurting more people, and that was not the right mindset. I should have said something sooner, and I would never let something go this far again. Like, I love you all so much, and obviously I know that there are some people who are just like not gonna care for me anymore, and like I understand that. I need you to know that like is not how I think, that is not what I believe, and I am 27 years old now. I've had so much time to like learn and grow and like formulate my own opinions, and they are nothing like they were when I was 17, 18 years old.